So as most of you already know that Master RISK4's 5k subs special challenged me to 1v1 duel matches, best out of 5. At the end playing 6-player progressive card game. Those who already watched Master Risk live stream already know the results, but for those who haven't, I decided to make the highlights video of it. And for those who are not familiar with Master Risk yet, here is his channel, the biggest Risk channel as of now, so if you are not subscribed to him yet, then make sure to go and smash that red subscribe button right now. So anyways, let's get back to the games. The Battle of the Century. RISK4EVER vs Master Risk. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. As you know, 1 versus 1 battles with no bots are just very based on the luck, on who gets lucky to go first. You can only win playing such games by going second only if your opponent is not skilled at all, or if he gets a very terrible setup or has like the worst luck ever. But you're probably still wondering what happens when 2 very skillful players get to play 1 versus 1 battles together, and we're about to find it out soon. And for those who are wondering, the settings are fixed cards, balanced blitz dice rolls and 60 seconds per turn. And as I said guys, 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Best out of 5. Let the games begin. Master Risk going first got a very lucky setup. He was gifted with both easy to hold continents, South America and Australia. And I decided to invade Australia. I invaded but wasn't able to capture it. Well, I see that South America would have been much easier to capture, but even if I had captured it, I still wouldn't have been able to hold it, having no troops on my borders. So as soon as Master Risk captured both South America and Australia in his first turn and I failed to invade both of them, I knew this game was over for me. Well, that I could have done better, is I could have added less troops here on Siam, and add some troops to Ontario territory in North America, so I would have been guaranteed to invade South America and the invasion of Australia would have been dependent on the luck. But since I didn't do that, I straightly lost the game. So after the first game result became 1-0. Master Risk is in the lead. Moving on to the second game, I was that lucky person to go first. And we're basically changed with the situations with Master Risk. Last game he was gifted with South America and Australia. And this time, me. Basically it was vice versa situation. Master Risk went to invade Australia as well as me in the last game. But differently than me, he was lucky to take Australia from me. So he didn't straightly lose the game. He captured some extra territories to decrease my troop bonus and then fortified some troops to Siam to guard Australia and was ready to possibly hold it. But it wasn't destined to happen as I successfully blitzed his 4 troops, well losing even 5 troops though, but that didn't even matter as I still invaded Australia. But since I used all of the troops to invade Australia, I couldn't strengthen my South America borders, meaning that it could become easily invaded. And unfortunately it was easily invaded lol. But since I fortified some troops to Australia last turn, I was able to get Australia. I was wondering whether I should try taking over South America as well, but because of being afraid of getting a bad blitz roll I decided just to capture additional territories instead, at the same time capturing Africa, then fortifying some troops to Indonesia in order to guard Australia. Master Risk then added his troops he received to South America, captured it and broke into Africa capturing some extra territories. But since Master Risk wasn't able to invade Australia as well, that really gave me a lot of advantage over him. So with the troops I've got I was able to break into South America, as well as capture it, and even have some hopes to successfully hold it. Unfortunately for me, Master Risk had a set at 3, of only 6 troops though. So he was only able to break into Australia while leaving South America untouched. Finally at 4 cards I was able to trade in a set, and not a simple set, but a set of even 10 troops. And that was basically enough for me to get a total domination over Master Risk, so even though he still tried doing something, the game was totally over for him, especially when the odds didn't favor him of invading South America over here. So after the second game, the result became 1-1. Tie between me and him. So it was the time for the third game. Master Risk was the player who got lucky to go first. And guess what he did, guys? Oh yeah, he straightly went to capture Australia, getting quite good blitz rolls, and then he got lucky to capture South America as well. Additionally, Master Risk took so many territories of mine. And to sum up everything, that was a terrible situation for me. At first I thought just adding one additional troop to Central America territory to make it 3 and possibly invade South America, while using all of the rest of troops to invade Australia. But at the end, for some reason, I just used all of the troops to capture South America. And that was a terrible mistake. I wish I had went with the first option of trying to invade Australia as well. But even if I had successfully invaded and captured Australia, I'm pretty sure Master Risk would have still invaded it, and since he had more territories and since he most likely had traded in a set first, I would have lost whatsoever. But whatever, let's not speculate of what would have happened, let's just see the current result and move to the next game. After the third game, the result became 2-1. Master Risk is in the lead again. And since we're playing best out of 5, he just only needs one more victory to win this competition. So better he would not go first next game, as I want to still have some chances to win as well, lol. And fortunately my prayers have been heard, guys. I've got lucky to be the first player to go. I added some troops to Australia and some of them to North America, as I've already had 4 troops here, so I strengthened that army and was ready to go for South America. As you see, I wasn't very lucky of capturing Australia, I was losing all of the manual rolls I did, lol. Well, some of you might ask why I just didn't blitz these troops instead. Well, the thing was that I did some practice matches in the same day before, and I lost 6 versus 2 blitz roll a couple of times, losing all of the 6 troops, so I was so afraid of that happening again, so I just decided to manual roll instead. I thought that in the first roll at least I will defeat 1 troop and be able to finish capturing that territory with the blitz roll, but you saw what happened. I've got the worst manual rolls ever, drastically failing to capture Australia. But fortunately for me, at least I captured South America, which was drastically invaded next turn, Master Risk only losing 1 troop, lol. When someone had the worst luck ever, someone had to got the best luck ever, lol. Tip: if you guys losing the game, then always blame the blitz rolls. I see so many people doing that in Google Play Store reviews, lol. It is only a joke tip, by the way, for those who didn't understand, so don't blame me in the comments, lol. Anyways, I really thought that might be it. I will have a shame of losing the game by going second, lol. But I didn't give up, I still had some good chances to win. The next turn I added all of the troops I received to Africa and invaded South America. I could have captured Australia instead, but it's better to invade your opponent's continent rather than capturing one by yourself, as sometimes you cannot be guaranteed that you even will be able to successfully hold that continent, while the opponent will always receive troops after you let him hold his continent. So I went with a wiser choice. And since Master Risk failed of recapturing South America, now I was able to capture Australia safely without worrying of Master Risk having a continent. Additionally, I added some troops to North America and captured some of the territories over here, since I saw that Master Risk had North America almost fully captured, so I saw the upcoming threat and prevented it of happening. I went towards South America side since I knew that Master Risk will definitely recapture it. And he did that, along with capturing Africa and some of the extra territories as well. But that wasn't any issue at all, as I just simply broke through the continents and continued capturing territories. Fortunately for Master Risk, he had an 8 troop set at 3 cards and was able to recapture many territories for another time. But again, that wasn't a problem at all, as I've got a 10 troop set at 4, so I just simply recaptured as many territories as I could, totally ruining any Master Risk chances to win. He still was trying his best, but as you can, almost nothing he could have done to me. So after the 4th game, the result is 2-2. It's a tie again. And it's the time for the last match, the match which will decide everything. Let's go. And OMG guys. I cannot believe that I was fortunate to go first. I really thought it will be Master Risk. But fortunately the luck is on my side today. I captured Australia and fortified my troops to Indonesia territory rather than Siam 1, so it would be harder for Master Risk to invade Australia. But fortunately for me he didn't even try to invade it, he decided to go for South America and some extra territories in Africa. But since he didn't have enough troops to properly guard South America, I was able to break into it easily and then even capture it. And from here I knew that I won the game. Master Risk broke through South America, but since I was still holding Australia, it didn't mean anything to me at all. I totally gained the advantage in this game and I'm not letting it down. I captured both of the Americas along with having Australia, and it would be just impossible for Master Risk to break through all of these continents, and I'm not even mentioning that I have more than twice troops than him. The last terrible blitz roll from Master Risk and the result becomes 2-3. RISK4EVER wins the competition. But keep in mind that 1 versus 1 games with these settings we just played are totally based on the luck who goes first. So it was just the question of the luck on who gets to go first more often. It was very fun to play whatsoever, and I'm really glad that this lucky person to win was me. But don't close the video yet because Master Risk will try to get his revenge on 6-player progressive card game. Settings, alliances on, balance blitz dice rolls in 60 seconds per turn. The colors for me and Master Risk were kept the same. Master Risk is the red player and I'm the blue player. We are playing against another Grandmaster rank player who is green, 1 Master rank player who is purple, 1 beginner rank player who is orange, and 1 expert difficulty bot which is yellow. It was the player who didn't ready up. Each of the players were playing decently. Everybody knew that it's the best to capture 1 territory per turn without wasting any troops on something or someone else. Nobody was dumb to fight for the continents as well. So the start of the game was basically like each of my weekly progressive card games with subscribers. Every person knowing what they do. So we only got to see some action when it was the stage of the game where players were starting to take each other out when it's worth for the cards. And the first person to show the initiative of taking someone out was purple. He drastically killed the orange player. It was really close though. These 2 last blitz rolls, 9 versus 7 and 3 versus 1, were really luck dependent and could have gone either way. But fortunately for purple the luck was on his side that day. Otherwise Master Risk would have finished taking the orange player out, getting lots of the advantage and being the player who has the highest chances to win the game. But since it didn't happen, everyone had pretty much the same chances to win. The purple took the orange player out, but that didn't increase his advantage that much. He could get taken out by either green or red. So let's see if the green player is going to take the purple player out. No, it seems he is just spreading himself out. Well, maybe Master Risk could take him out, but probably not. It seems his troops are not located that well enough towards purple. So purple might be safe. And yes indeed, purple got lucky to trade in a set at 3 and now he is completely safe. So since he survived, now that makes me as the most vulnerable player who could go home next. But fortunately for me, I do have a set at 3 as well, so if nobody takes me out for 3 cards, then I will be safe as well. And oh god, the things don't look too good for the yellow player. He is about to get crushed by green. And if green successfully takes the yellow player out, then I'm pretty sure he will go for me next as well. But fortunately for me he failed. No dice as the purple player says. And furthermore, since it's bot's turn right now, it will get 1 additional card, so I will be able to take it out with even 3 cards low. And so I will do, guys. It seems I cannot be more fortunate enough. The odds for me to win this game will really become high. It seems I'm not really suitable of taking someone else out as well. So I will just deploy my new troops and wait for another turn. Too bad green troops are blocked in South America, otherwise I would have gone for him. It seems the purple player planned to go for green, but since he wasn't fortunate of taking down that territory of green in North America, he changed his plans. And since the purple moved his troops out of South America, now Master Risk could really easily get green, as now he has an ability to blitz the 16 troops army of green with the army he has in Africa, and if that blitz roll won't work out, he still has 11 troops on Venezuela. But since he missed that opportunity, it can really backfire him as he becomes the player who is mostly suitable and worth to be taken out for his cards. And I don't want for this game to become a stalemate, so I'm sure I'm taking him out. So let's go, guys. It is my time to shine. It's showtime. Let's take Master Risk out and possibly end this game for good after a couple of turns. Two of my opponents have 2 cards each while over 100 troops, so I cannot afford taking any of them out. So I will just capture as many territories as possible. I'm not sure if it is a great decision as my armies can possibly become blocked, but we will see how it goes, guys. The purple player captured just a few territories, while the green player captures as many territories as he can, similarly like me. At this point many of you questioned why I didn't take the purple player out. Well, this is because he had only 3 cards while even 100 troops. While the set value reaches 60, 1 card is worth exactly 20 troops. So after taking the purple player out I would have only have even 40 troops behind than I was before. So I just decided to capture some of the green's territories instead, but not way too many of them, so if the green player tries taking him out, he would still need to waste a lot of time. And wow, it was really risky blitz rolls in the end. The purple player could have definitely lost it over here, but he got really lucky for another time. He must have born under a lucky star. Too bad I don't have a set, but since I will capture as many territories as possible I should be safe. Well, I really saw that I made a mistake by wasting time and troops going for Australia, and additionally by blitzing 11 troops of purple in India. Cause while I still had some time left, I had no troops to attack. But still, I think I'm pretty safe. He won't be able to capture even 35 territories in a single turn, right? How do you think, guys? Wow, he is going pretty fast, guys. I think he might actually make it. The situation doesn't look too good to me at all. Well, let's hope he will be like 1 or 2 territories short. Wow, I cannot believe I lost this game, guys. Apparently with the newest update you can capture almost the entire classic map in 60 seconds. Well, these games with Master Risk were the first games after the new update, so I didn't even know that you can capture almost the entire map in 60 seconds. I had no clue that the game will end like this. Otherwise I wouldn't have wasted my time on Australia and wouldn't have wasted troops of taking 11 troops of purple in India. It was probably the biggest mistake of the game. And actually I will admit, guys, yeah, looking back to this game, I probably made the mistake over here when I didn't take the purple out. Even though it wasn't worth for the cards, I could totally afford taking him out. And since after update you can take so many territories in a single turn, most likely I would have finished taking the green player in the same turn as well. Well, with every single game we always learn something new and improve. So I will learn from my mistakes as well. It's not a bad thing to make mistakes, a bad thing is not to learn from them. And each of us can learn a lot from this game. Thank you very much to Master Risk for inviting me to play. Hopefully we will play some games more often in future. And of course, huge congrats to the purple player, he beat 2 biggest Risk YouTube channels in their game, and that definitely must be a very great achievement for sure. As always, special shout out goes to the members of the RISK4EVER channel. Thank you very much for supporting me. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, then I would recommend checking some of these out as well. These are some good ones.